Wowzers. Well, I went and I achieved a thing the other day. Remember the other couple weeks ago? We were like, oh my gosh, we have to travel and see the world. We have to fucking go out and do things and see Mount fucking Rushmore and go
Yeah.
to national museums and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes! And it was a very hopeful, I mean, we should have edited in the motherfucking Rambo theme. It was a very, not Rambo, Rocky.
I was going to say, two different
Well,
movies. I mean, we do live in the...
Yeah, it could very well have been Rambo, Rocky, Rambo. All high, low, good, bad, all interchangeable now. So I don't know why I got a little hair up my ass about doing things, yeah.
Ah.
No. No. I said, let me go on here and take my kids to the fucking most amazing museum available in the United States. That's right here at our fingertips. We're going to go to the Museum of Natural History, where things come alive at night. Ben Stiller.
Fun. Are you being quiet or did you cut out?
It was not fun. Okay, but
no.
but I had to stay in mom character. I had to stay in
Wait.
mom character.
Okay. Under non-COVID, non-mask wearing masses circumstances, would it have been fun? Did that
Correct.
taint it for you? Okay.
Did that. That was the entire problem. So, I don't know why I thought, we'll go into and Justin made a whole thing. He's like, you know what, babe? I think this is great. I can't believe this was your idea. I said, yeah. Oh my gosh. So I'm sitting in the bed. I Google it. Fun things to do with your family on a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, oh my God, this. I'm scrolling, feeling great. I said, babe, I have an idea. There's a fucking exhibit of soon to be extinct, endangered insects, butterflies and whatnot.
Yeah.
We could see that. And I was like, and then, we can get a pass to go do all the other things in there, which is there was a shark exhibit. There was a fucking planetarium. You can go into the galaxy. And I was like, they're going to love that.
The planetarium. That's how Chris says it. Because when we were young, we went on vacation with his parents and we went to the planetarium in Chicago. And for some reason now, anytime that word comes up, all I can hear is the planetarium. So you went to the planetarium?
Okay, so we went to the planetarium. We did. That's where we went. We went to the planetarium.
Yes.
It was just a full day of adventure. And Justin said, you know what we'll do? There's this amazing ice cream place that his friend Gil told him about. Gil was in Puerto Rico and went to this amazing ice cream place called Anita's. It's owned by Israelis. And Justin Beck right now is on an Israeli kick because he's learning Hebrew on Duolingo. And
it's cute.
says,
you should have a hobby. As an adult, you should have a hobby. I think that's
it's very cute. No, and Justin Beck is he masters languages very quickly. He speaks fluent Indonesian.
Well, fuck him. Never mind
Spanish.
then.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at language. I wish I had
he's
that.
so good at it. He's so good at it. And like on his little game, he's doing 90% better than everybody else playing the game. And he's like, oh, fucking killed it. And it's all day long with the game. I didn't know Duolingo was a game. It's apparently a game.
Oh, well then maybe I would be better at it then if it was like, incentivized.
He loves it. So he goes, what we're going to do is we're going to park by this ice cream shop. It always has a line around the corner. And I was like, well, that's not a kind of shop that I want to go
Right.
to. And he's like, no, we're going to park it. And for somehow it was just like a gorgeous day. Well, we get up, The girls are dressed. The girls are scrambling. They're excited. They got outfits.
Yeah.
They had just gotten some new school clothes, and they're like, "Can we wear some?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't give a fuck. Yes. What are we saving the clothes for? Who gives a shit?"
Right. No, I get it.
They're taking tags off. Look at this one. I'm wearing this one. Me too. They're so excited.
Yeah.
Shira is where her new thing is. She loves Paris. I don't know where she got that from, but she loves Paris. She's like, it has macaroons. I was like, wow. So she's wearing a little prairie dress that says Paris across the top. It has a huge white ruffle collar. She's very excited about it. She's wearing a mask chain she just made that she showed you the other day. That's elegant.
Yes. Adorable.
Her elegant mask chain.
Mm-hmm.
And Maj's new favorite color is green. She's in head to toe green. They're like so excited. I'm like, come on, Shalom. Shalom's like, I'm not doing that. And I was like, wow. You don't want to go.
I
spend
wondered
time with
if there
your
was
family?
some, teenage, because when I didn't see her in the pictures, I was like, oh, we're at that phase of parenting.
You don't want to go? No. But we're going to get ice cream after. We're going to walk through Central Park. It's going to be great. Why would I want to do that?
Oh.
Well, because it's a museum. I know. I heard that part. No, thank you. But after we can go walking around, you want to go to Brandy Melville? No, I don't. Okay. Well,
Not even shopping.
and then Justin Beck was like, well, you have to go. It's your fucking family. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? You have to go.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I don't. And in my mind, I was like, she do got a point. She do got a point.
Were you ever allowed to stay back from a family outing or a family thing that your parents wanted to go do?
Are you forgetting who my parents are? A family
I know.
outing.
Listen, I know. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I really wished that I could have taken it back because I knew that that's how you're going to respond. But sometimes I feel like maybe if I ask these questions, I'm just going to get a tiny nugget of you're like, yeah, we did do that.
No, there's no. And also, I feel like even if that were the case, then stay your ass back then, motherfucker. Ain't nobody begging you. That's exactly what would happen. So she leaves the room, and Justin was gonna start, yelling and this and that, and then she leaves the room, and he closed the door, and he goes, you know what? She doesn't want to do it. I get it. I was 13 once. I don't want to fucking hang out with my parents. Let's let her have her own relaxing whatever day. We'll bring her back something. It's fine.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, I'm not having that teenage energy moping and, oh, this sucks,
Right.
all day, while the other two are bouncing off the walls.
Yes, and that's even worse when they do that because then you get in your head and you're like, I just spent all this fucking money on these tickets and we drove all the way down here and we paid for parking and and so then you get mad because they're mad that they had to come, but you're mad that you had to spend money.
Yeah, and this museum, it's pay what you wish or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So you don't even have to pay. I mean, everybody has to pay something. You got to pay $5. Everybody has to pay something. But we paid the suggested price and upped it a little bit because, we want the museum to be there forever for everybody. Because one day Shalom's going to want to go and I want it to be there. So we paid, extra.
Yeah.
When we didn't have to, but we did. Because, it's a public work. I'm up here thinking about what if there's an unhoused person that wants to go to the museum and they can't afford it. Let's give an extra $2. Melissa, why are you thinking about that dumb shit? Nobody else that did this is thinking about that.
No, that's nice. You have a good heart.
So we paid all the money. We get there. And you know what a New York City block looks like. It's giant.
Yeah.
There are lines around blocks, plural. And I was like, hold on, I reserved the space online, whatever. And we went to one of the earliest slots. So while we were at the front of the line, that's fine. I watched the line coil around the block while we were just standing there waiting to get in. Keep in mind, we're standing in line outside, and in line outside is still in line. So I required that my family put their masks on. We were the only people with masks on, which I also didn't like. And also, it was tourists and shit, so it was motherfuckers from all around the world bringing their version of COVID. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm already getting upset.
Yeah. Wait, so you reserved a spot in the line. So is there a line for reservations and then a line for the rest of the plebes that didn't know to reserve?
There's a line for reservations and tickets, and it's all the same line. But if your reservation
Okay.
doesn't say the time slot, you're not coming in. You can be in that line all you want.
Got it. Okay.
So mine was an early line, and so I go inside to be met with another line
Ew.
that's coiling around a big gigantic dinosaur that we told the children comes alive at night.
It's terrifying.
It's a movie though.
No, I know. It's like, be real good or this dinosaur's going to come alive at night and come eat you.
It does. And I was like, also, this dinosaur, did they just make this one up? Because it had a giant long neck and then a little tiny head and then a huge bottom. And I was like, like physiologically speaking, that don't make no goddamn sense. And Justin's like, shh. So we're in the long ass line, whatever. And like, nobody's wearing a mask. People are coughing and I'm already there. I'm in my head around it. I'm like, every cough, every sniffle, every boisterous ass laugh. I was like, are these motherfuckers for real? You don't want to cover your fucking mouth? You know what I'm saying?
2 weeks ago on tax-free weekend with Quinn, and we were waiting for because the mall was madness, and we were waiting in line to go try something on, and I looked at her and I go, doesn't it gross you out, like all these people in here with their hot ass breath and like all that spittle in the air and everybody's just breathing it in except for us, we're not getting it. And she was like, you're so weird. No, I'm not thinking about that. And I was like, okay, carry on.
And I'm like,
that's all I can think about.
You should 100% be thinking about that. Oh, yes, I imagine it in my mind. The whole room is a gray cloud of motherfucking germs.
Spit, yes. Ugh.
And, like, Justin had a pep talk with me before we got there, before we even moved into the whatever. As I was getting dressed, he came in the closet with that whispering shit. Shut the door, babe. Today, it's like, like fucking excited. Let's kind of like keep that energy up, don't. It's like, why are you, I don't need to be pep talked. He's like, no, I'm just saying, like, you getting your thing. Okay. So now I'm in the thing where I go, okay, well, I gotta stay zipped up in my mom suit. So I've got smiling eyes.
Yeah. But inside, are you kind of a little bit mad that he had to come in and tell you that? Because I feel like that would have triggered me just the slightest. Like, you think I can't keep it together today?
Well, I can't, though. He had to do it. So everybody's coughing. Nobody's wearing a mask. Everybody's touching things. Some lady's got her fucking kid standing on the exhibit. And I go, don't she know that you should not have your... And, like, the bad news is, they don't taser the children or the parents of people who stand on exhibits. A security guard came running over. His belly's like, he came running over. Nope, they can't be on that. They can't be on. This can't happen again. They can't be on that. And I want to be like, it's going to happen again. You're going to have run back over here. You don't have a taser? That's really what I was thinking. And I was like, oh my God, we haven't even gotten in the motherfucker. And I want people to be tased. But it was crazy. It was just like, you don't see this giant, fragile artifact.
It's wild, the disregard that people have.
And these you don't see these red velvet ropes.
Yeah.
They're roped off. They don't. I'm just very concerned. I've been watching this Instagram channel, Justin Awad 1 or something like that. And he just is in Times Square with a microphone and he asks people very rudimentary, simple questions, and they do not have the fucking answer. 77 plus 23, and they're like, 103, and he goes, yes, and every answer he just says yes. He tells them they're right, and they're like, yeah. But the level of how stupid people, I don't know where we fell off. I think it's honestly Facebook internet's fault.
I just read an article the other day that our children can't read. And as a mother with a child that can't read, I believe
he can, though. And you've gotten him all the help that he can get. He's going to get there.
He's working. He's doing real good. He's going to. But I say that tongue in cheek. He's doing great. My school has been amazing, and the services afforded to him have been amazing. But I was just talking to another mom last week whose son is a teenager now. But she recalled being brought into a meeting when he was like towards the end of junior high and said he's reading at a grade level that's like 3 grade levels below where he is. and her kids go to private school. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, what am I paying for? What's going on here? Where's it? Like, how are you guys just telling me this now? Because clearly it's been a problem for a while. And essentially the school just kind of like brushed their hands off, and they were like, well, you know, he's meeting all of the other benchmarks, so we can't afford him any kind of like special services. And if you wanted that, you'd have to go to the public schools so that you could get those things. And so then they ended up having to come out of pocket and send him to a tutoring service. But I was just like, and then I read that article the other day about kids that can't read, and I was like, oh my God, like, what is happening right now?
Well, the kids can't read. The teachers are exhausted. The teachers are underappreciated.
Yeah.
The nurses are quitting. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot, yeah.
And it will require parents to step up that much more. But the parents are not able to step up that much more because the parents are also sick and tired. So
and some of the stuff we don't know how to do. Can you do Common Core math? Because I can't do Common Core math.
Nope. And so we are careening very quickly into a society of fucking morons. Lawless morons with guns. We're going to water the crops with Gatorade. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. I don't care what anybody says. And I spent 4 hours in a museum, a bastion of educational resources. Beautiful artifacts preserved so that we could understand how man came to be, how societies were built. And the whole time I was like, everyone in this motherfucker is stupid. Not a single person had a mask on. I saw bare feet. I saw the things I saw. You should not be serving chicken fingers at the museum, god damn it. But
wait a minute. Wait. Let's rewind. Bare feet on like an adult human?
No, children. But
what?
Parents that allow the children to go and
what?
First of all, bitch, these are ancient artifacts from Costa Rica. He can't be running in here like that.
Oh, no running in the museum.
No. First of all,
it's inside voices.
Yeah, I said treat this
reverence.
Like it's a library.
Yes.
Treat this like it's a library, and also somebody in the world found this motherfucker and then researched it and then brought that information to you. This place gets locked down every night because these are very special items. We don't run in here. We don't yell and scream. No. We don't fucking gallivant and wrestle and tussle. We read and we learn and we appreciate. My kids are looking around like, ain't nobody doing that though, mommy.
I think
so.
Some
it was
of
very
it,
confusing.
It is confusing. I think I think some of it too, like when you were saying there were a lot of tourists, I don't think a lot of people take their kids regularly to places like art museums, natural history museums, that kind of thing. And, when you haven't set that precedent from a young age, and if you're not setting it just in like normal public spaces like a Target, it's like, how could the kids know? It's not the kids' problem. It's the parents' problem for not teaching them how to act in public.
Dude, everybody was acting up. Parents and children
Everybody in the
alike.
club getting tipsy.
Parents and children alike. It was like fucking something was coming through the vents and making you act a goddamn fool. I don't know what it was, but we had our mask on, so it wasn't affecting us. That's what it was like in there. But smiling eyes. Smiling eyes. So we get into the planetarium and they're like, fill every seat, don't da-da-da. And I'm thinking to myself, you know that this thing is not fully booked. You know that we are also living in a pandemic. You know that you made it mask optional. Why the fuck are you asking us to fill every seat if you know full well this ain't fully? So I was wanting to go into a back seat away from people, but they wouldn't allow that. So I had to sit by this coughing ass family. So Lupita is narrating this beautiful, and it was beautiful. You sit underneath this giant. You're sitting in basically a sphere, and it's the way that it's done. It's like you're sitting inside a fucking spaceship, and then you're catapulted into the place, and you're like looking through a glass to see everything. A fucking planetarium. So
I love it.
Yeah, but a bitch was coughing.
Yeah, I don't love that. No.
the entire time. And Shira, you know, because we can only see eyes. Shira's little eyes are bulging, looking at me. I was like, baby, just don't breathe in her spittle. I know. Her mommy doesn't make her wear a mask. That's okay. That's what her mommy wants her to do. And she was like, but I have to pee. And I was like, not in the middle of the galaxy. You don't. You wait. So, you know, that part's cool, whatever. Then they have to pee. I don't really allow use of public restrooms. Shira was like, it's an emergency. So if my child is saying it's an emergency, she's going to have to pee. I'm like, fuck. So we walk all around.
Yeah.
You know, past all the relics of Japan, past all the relics of Afghanistan, past the fucking African mammals. Where everybody's acting a damn fool. Everybody. Get to the bathroom, which is disgusting. I mean, I guess it's clean for what it was, but it was disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm in this tiny stall, breathing in particles. Who knows? And that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having a hard time. But smiling faces. Hey, girls. Okay. They go pee. We wash our hands. And, like, now I'm done. I'm like, okay, babe, we can go. He's like, babe, we still have so much. We haven't even done a tenth of this place. He's like, we still have to go to this, and this. I was like, no, fuck, we don't. I had to pull him aside. I was like, girls, hold on. And I had each brought the girl a toy because, you know, I didn't know. I gave one her llama and one her little dog cage. And I said, stand here one moment. I have to talk to daddy. I said, girl, we are not staying here. We are not staying here. I look around. And he's like, babe. I was like, we already just went to a public restroom. He's like, yeah, that's what people do, Melissa. I was like, we don't do that. I'm struggling. He's like, I understand. You're doing great. We have to see the sharks. I was like, we really don't. They seen sharks on TV. And motherfucking Shark Week, we can rent it. We could do it national. We got all the channels. No, we have to go to it. So I'm like, fine. Shira's now hungry. And normally, and I've explained, as we were walking through, because we walked through Central Park. It was a gorgeous, breezy day, beautiful. We walked through Central Park to get to the place. So we walked many, you know, like, I don't know, a mile and a half.
Yeah.
And, you know, told them, look up at the trees, look up at the buildings, enjoy the surroundings, blah, blah, blah. We did all that. We walked through Diana Ross Playground, and I was like, not Pop Pantheon, Diana Ross Playground. Insert ad here. That was not an ad. That was dynamic. But it was Diana Ross Playground. I was going to text you, and then I was going to, and I was like, no, stay focused, Melissa.
Good for
it's
you.
The Children's Day. And I said to them, this is a special day, and in Central Park, there's actually a rule. You can read it on that board over there. It says there's no complaining and no whining because that brings down the vibe of the place. And Maja was like, that's not what that sign says. I was like, that's literally what that sign says. She's like, no, I'll go up there and read it. I said, don't read the sign. You don't need to know that. I'm telling you and Shira, that's what the sign says. And I overhear Mom behind me snickering. She was like, she just like winked at me. I was like, yeah, girl, got to keep them together. And she was like, Shira was like, but it's so hot. And I was like, I'm telling you, see these security guards? They will run right up on you and take you out of here. There is no complaining in this place. Do you see any other children complaining? And at that moment, she didn't. But I was like, see?
Yeah.
You see? But also, I wanted to complain and couldn't, which was great. Since I made it up as a rule, I had to be quiet. Because I was looking around and I was like, oh my God, people are just absorbing outside smell with no chlorinated source of water around. Okay, weirdos. People were in their dead ass. And that's just city living, I guess. But people had blankets. They were in their bathing suits. They were sunbathing with no water source. Not a sprinkler, not a nothing. And I was like, y'all are fucking weird. But okay. It was very strange.
YOLO.
You're just wearing your bathing suit at the park.
We used to do that in college. As soon as it got like super warm outside, like spring quarter, once the sun came out and it was so nice, like the greens would be littered with people playing volleyball and throwing footballs and their little hacky sack, those little drums, and they would like reverberate off of all the little brick buildings in the quads. Yes. And bathing suits. You skipped class. Like it was a gorgeous day. Nobody went to class.
Yeah, it was a very Caucasian vibe, and I was like, nah, homie, we gotta get to this park. I couldn't do it. I was like, this is crazy. Y'all don't have a. I just thought it was crazy. I was like, that's just all outside smell radiating. Bring it on me. That's what that looked like to me, and I was like, nope, can't do it.
I mean, outside smell in Central Park has got to be better than like hot garbage piss smell like deeper in the city.
No, it's all together because even we walked through Fifth Avenue, like the rich area, and we were just. And, I had to do some aspirational shit. I was like, look up at that building. Look at this beautiful door. Because these are where we were walking through. These were places. Like, I'm talking about Jeffrey Epstein on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one person in this apartment and one person in that apartment. I was like, this person owns this whole goddamn building. You have to be a billionaire to do that. Like, these are beautiful. And I was like, look around at your surroundings. Look at these flowers. Look at how every sidewalk here is wet. That's because somebody comes out here and sprays the sidewalk down. There's no trash. There's always somebody, a man in a suit sweeping. And I was like, this is rich people shit. And you could do anything. I had to do all that.
Yeah.
See that? You could have that big ass lion head doorknob. You can. And she was like, well, where is everybody? And in my mind, I was like, they're on their yachts and in their private jets and out east, but they're rich.
Doing everything.
Then the crazy part is, it doesn't matter what you do. It still smelled like dog piss. It still smelled like dog piss. The sidewalks were clean, and I still smelled dog piss. And I was like, and that's unfortunate. They can't get rid of that smell. And he was like, of course you noticed it.
Not enough money.
So, anyway, we get through the sharks, whatever. And it was like, I'm going to say we were there 3.5, 4 hours. I did great.
That's good.
We had to walk through Central Park again to get back to the car. And then the final prize was going to be this gorgeous ice cream shop owned by Israelis that Justin, super respect. I mean, totally aesthetic, beautiful, Instagram worthy place called Anita. Pink and blue and kind of Art Deco, but also mid-century and just gorgeous inside. However, line and very crowded inside. So I said, I won't be standing in there. Even with my mask, I'm not standing in there. So I'm going to sit in the car with the air conditioning on, CO2, destroying the earth. And there were tables outside on the sidewalk and people outside. And it was rude. I had my car running while you're sitting at your little table eating your food. Correct. With the air conditioning blasting. We were all in the vents.
Yeah.
And I said, you can text me when you get to the front of the line. And I'll send the children. And he's like, Melissa. I was like, I am telling you. I have had it with people's mouths. And no beautiful ice cream gonna change that. So let me do me.
Yeah.
So he gets to the front of the line. He calls the girls out of the car, whatever. And I bring the girls in. And he's like, just come on, Melissa. It's 10 minutes. Like, just try to enjoy yourself, please. And I was like, these people don't have masks on. And that's the part I don't think anybody is giving space for and understanding. I am feeling anxious because I'm imagining the particles coming out of people's mouths directly into my eyeballs and face. Yeah. That's what's happening. And then they're falling, droplets, onto my babies' heads. That's what's happening. And that these people are very nonchalant and carefree and living their life shoulder to shoulder, monkeypoxed out. I can't do it. I feel very stressed out about that. And I'm allowed to feel that way. Because I'm not wrong and I've been gaslit. So that's okay. Please let me have my feelings. Please. I already, I'm doing my best. I came out here.
I was going to say, that was a big stretch for you to go out. And it's okay if there's one place where you have to, it's like your social battery, like your COVID battery was definitely empty. Girl,
and the COVID battery, I left the house with no charger and the motherfucker was already on 9%. I wasn't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was already danger. And the fucking charger in the car was spotty on the way in. And I've tried.
Yeah.
And listen, my kids were none the wiser. My kids were like, wow, mommy, look at this. Yeah. Like we were learning and happy and walking and, damn near skipping in Central Park. They didn't know that inside. I was like, when we get home, all you motherfuckers are getting exfoliated within an inch of your life. Don't say shit. Like, that's... You know, I kept it together. I did. But I also feel like, for me, um, this is going to take years to undo. Never before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already didn't like crowds. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm already like not a crowd person. But it wasn't something I mean, I've been to fucking hardcore shows. If that's not a bastion of fucking germs, I don't know what is.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
But this is going to take a long time to undo. But also, I think it's more when I have to bring my kids into it. Like, it makes me feel, I can't explain it. It's like a double-edged sword. It makes me feel bad when I don't socialize my kids and have them do stuff out in the world because I want to protect them. But then at the same time, I've been told, if you don't let your kids do stuff, you're a bad mother because they need that stuff. So I'm trying to balance feeling bad about keeping them safe and then feeling good about putting them out where the fucking infection is. Like, there's no way to do that safely anymore because nobody gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the places don't give a shit anymore. It's not like, okay, only 100 people can come in at a time. It's not that. They're like, well, it's a fucking free-for-all and no mask and do what you want. You know, like, before there were a couple of precautions and some mitigations in place, but now it's like people are offended by mitigation. People are offended that you have your mask on. People are offended that you're like, can you back up, please? Because that's like, you're like coughing in my fucking ear. Or really? You know, like, on top of the thing I was telling you about the other day, nobody has patience anymore. Nobody can drive anymore. I do believe that there's some kind of neurological brain damage going on. It's like, it's almost like the COVID gets in your brain and it has. I'm not kidding. I think they're going to find this out. Something is going on neurologically that's wiring our human brains to have less fear about danger. And I'm saying this because every time I open the motherfucking computer, it's a motherfucking pilot jumped out the motherfucking airplane mid fucking flight. It's a fucking.
Yep. Oh, hold on one second. Is that you? Yeah. Okay. Bye. I love you. Yeah, I love you. Have a good day. Bye. Sorry, I could hear like soft knocking. I thought it was a child until he spoke up.
Oh, no.
Pilot's jumping out the airplane.
It is. It's a pilot jumping out of an airplane mid-flight, and we're supposed to just be okay with that. I see videos of people going into fugue states. One guy the other day crashed his truck and then got out of the truck, but he was butt-ass naked and then walked down the middle of the street. Like... And this is not like, whoa, that's so rare. Oh my God, it's the you know, get Coney guy walking down the street naked. No. It's everyday happenings, and it's something's going on with our brains. I do. I think that COVID precaution fatigue on top of whatever's happening inside your brain after you had that shit, on top of brain fog, on top of, you know, certain aspects of your financial security, all these other things that there are so many stressors going on that you just quit. You just don't give a shit. Yeah. And so if you're a person that still gives a shit, it's very hard to watch that around you.
I think there's just so much.
Unless I'm crazy.
No. The boys had their little open house for school, and we were the only people walking in with masks on, and I started to think, like, how long do I continue to require them to wear masks to school? Mm-hmm. How do I accurately assess their risks, because the school's no longer reporting as thoroughly as they had been in the beginning? Mm-hmm. So how do I assess the risks? And then with the CDC changes, I feel like I don't have enough information to safely say, you know what, guys, infection rates are low in our county. They're super low at school. You know, the vaccination rate is this. Like, I feel like we're okay to, you know, to take them off at this time and, you know, go enjoy your little lives, because poor little Lennox, for the last day of school last year, maybe a couple days in the last week of school, he was like, Mommy, can I please go to school without a mask today? And I said, yes, go for it. Like, and that's so, I feel like so crazy that like that is like his like big thing that he really wants to do, is to be able to go without it. And he started karate, and he's like, can I please just go to karate today without a mask on? And I'm like, no, it's a small room. Nobody else is wearing them. Like, we have to be careful here. But I saw a mom yesterday at school, and she was a former nurse. She was one of the loudest, most vocal moms on the homeschooling board. And then again, when they removed the mask mandates last January at school, and she was in there without a mask on. And I was like, okay, so like, am I full on crazy? Because this lady was like even like more wild than anybody I know. She's probably on your levels. And now she's in here without a mask on. So like,
Yeah.
did I miss the memo? Or
No.
like,
What happened to
what
her?
are we doing?
What happened to her is she got shamed and gaslit and felt crazy, and everybody was looking at her crazy. And you know, she did what she had to do. That's what happened. And that's happening on different levels. So I'm crazy, but then I also went to the fucking museum on a Sunday. What? You know what I'm saying? So I can only really be mad at myself. I put myself in a situation. Granted, I put myself in that situation because I want to do right by my kids, but doing right by my kids socially is not doing right by my kids health-wise. But right. I got to pick one. I got to do something. I don't know. And that's where it is. And the other thing is, like, I feel less bad about me going out and doing shit. You know,
yeah.
Like, I've had this is completely fatalistic, but I've had a whole beautiful life. I don't want to get sick. But if I do get sick, I can manage that. If my kids get sick, I'm going to be very upset.
Well, it's always, I mean, even when your kids, you know, have a cold or a stomach bug, I mean, that is the worst feeling. You feel so helpless that you can't, you know, do anything to take it away other than, you know, hold their hair back or, you know, set up the barf bucket at night or take them to the doctor. So I think that the desire to protect your kids in the face of a threat that feels very real and is still very real, like not just feeling wise, but like facts, on top of all of the other very scary things that come with, you know, bringing humans into this world and raising them up. That kind of hypervigilance, I think, is a lot of parents feel it, and maybe not specifically about COVID for some, but, you know, about other things. I've got to think that everybody has a healthy amount of fear when they let their kids, you know, go out into the world, right?
I mean, they should. Listen, I'm already dreading because there's no mask mandate.
Mm-hmm.
Maja still wears a mask, and I've seen her at places where she'll be the only person in a mask, and like,
mm-hmm.
you know, she has the fortitude in her little tiny body to be like, I don't give a shit what y'all do. I'm wearing my mask.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for her, and I love that for her, but I know motherfuckers are going to talk shit. At some point, they're going to talk shit to her. She's going to come home in tears, and it's going to be a problem. Yeah. I don't even trust Shalom. I don't trust Shalom not one bit. She's taking that mask. Shalom is licking doorknobs. I know she is. She don't care. She do not care. But also, it's apparently, you know, socially unacceptable to still be in your mask in middle school, and I get that. I get the brain wiring of how stupid that is. But I'm also like, middle school is exactly where you need to be wearing it. All y'all got acne. All y'all got braces. You should want this. But okay.
Okay. See, I said that exact same thing. The day that she got her braces, she was like, can I please not wear my mask back to school? And I was like, she's excited about her braces. Let her go show them off. And then I had the thought of like, what if I had a mask in middle school? Like, I would have been so happy because nobody would have seen my pimples. They wouldn't have seen my weird teeth and my braces. Like, I really could have gotten away with a lot for a couple of years.
Oh, I would have loved
if
it.
if I had my
I love
ugly
it
face
now.
masked.
I love it now, and this is the best my face
do
has ever
too.
looked.
I love it so much. I had somebody ask me the other day, they were like, wow, because I was like briefly doing something where I didn't have my mask on and then I was getting ready to put it on. And they were like, I don't think I've ever seen you in here without a mask on. And I was like, well, there was nobody in here and I was, getting all my stuff together. And they said, well, you had a good reason. Like, is your dad better? And I said, yeah, he's better. But like, we're still wearing them because we still haven't gotten sick yet. And I don't really want to at this point. So if I can avoid it, I'm going to. And it struck me. I was like, they thought that it was okay and acceptable for me to do it while my dad was ill. But now that my dad is better, the idea that I still don't want to get sick seems to be like weird to people. And I was just like,
because people are stupid. But here's the thing. I think for me, it's I feel crazy inside. Right? Because
yeah,
I gotta do cool shit for my kids and put my kids in the infection so that they can have cool shit and go do cool shit, and then just hope for the best the next 3 days, hoping that nobody comes down with a fever and nobody gets sick, because if they do, then I'll have the guilt of, oh fuck, that was me. That lady at the dinosaur exhibit coughed right on her fucking face. But I also don't feel it's weird because I want to go see Roddy Ricch, my favorite, October 9th. Bitch, don't wear no shoes in my house. I want to go see him, and I'm like, we're going to see him. We're going to see him. We're going to double mask.
Yes.
It's going to be people, all the mouths, nobody in a mask, possible gunshots might ring out. And I'm like, I'm going to that. You see what I'm saying? So it makes no sense. And
I think at this point, it's just a matter of like, you have to understand that like you put your kids in a car, you put them on an airplane. At this point, COVID is just like those risks that you take every single day. Shit, you could have been struck down by lightning waiting in that line to get into the national.
And I wish somebody was. Because that would have dispersed us real quick. And I'd been like, can we still go in the museum?
So you're just going to have to get comfortable with the fact that like you have to find that happy medium between taking your kids out and understanding that you're taking all of the precautions and doing everything that you can while also not fucking them up for eternity by keeping them locked in the house.
Right. But the thing is, it's not doing, and then that's where my brain gets crazy. That's where my Enneagram 1 about justice gets crazy. I'm like, no, actually, you are a co-conspirator here. No, actually, you are an enabler here. No, actually, Melissa, you're a hypocrite because you said nobody should be doing this, and then here you are doing it. Here you are doing it, you little hypocrite. And that's that little voice that goes on in my head that goes, you were judging all these people. But my thing is, bitch, I'm not doing all that every day all the time. I gave up 2.5 years of my life, and now I'm slowly acclimating.
Yeah.
Where everything's not a COVID bubble, like there are no precautions, and it's taking me a minute, and that's okay. I have to like have a little bit of what do you call that? Grace with myself. That's okay.
Also, that judgment is in your head. Nobody's outwardly saying these things to you. I can't believe you're going to do this.
Nobody is. The crazy part is everybody's judging that I'm still careful. That's
right.
Where the judgment's coming from. I'm like, why do you still care about that? Yes, bitch, I still care about that. And like, I'm annoyed that being a good person is so offensive to you. But okay. Because remember, my rules for going out were it's got to be to get food or money.
Right.
But now I've stretched it
and if you're not getting those things,
then you
don't leave the house.
Correct. But now I've stretched it to, well, the museum we can do. Well, Roddy Ricch is kind of like getting money. Like, it's like, what? I'm like sitting here like trying to justify these stupid things. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have to accept
you don't
that
have
if
to
you want to go
justify
out.
it.
If you want to go out, you have to accept that everybody's been going out. People are going to
Yes.
cough. You have to get okay with it. And people
Yeah.
do. They be coughing. And I'm like, are you for real?
Right.
But that's what it is. Everyone's hands are filthy and disgusting. Everyone's mouths are disgusting. Everyone's clothes are fucking disgusting. And it just is what it is. So anyway, it was a beautiful day at the museum.
I'm glad that you went. I'm so jealous. I love a natural history museum. I love a children's museum.
Oof.
So much fun.
Oof. So every weekend I have to like create a fucking thing to go do with them. I think next week we're going to some aquarium far away.
Fun.
God help me, God help me, God help me, God help me, God help me.
It's good. You know, we started like right before COVID hit, we started having like a Sunday where we would go and take the kids out and do stuff because for me personally, I felt like we were getting stuck in that cycle of the weekends were just for getting the shit done that we didn't get done during the week. So if it was like a house project that was outstanding, or, you know, we do food shopping on the weekends and run errands and all that stuff. And I felt like we were getting to Sunday night and like we've just wasted this weekend with our kids running errands and like doing dumb shit. So I told Chris, I said, let's, you know, just take Sundays. We'll pick an activity. We'll go do that. And we were really good about it. And then COVID hit and totally killed it. So I need to get back on that train because I do get a little melancholy when I think about how quickly the time is passing and how quickly like Shalom, like my kids aren't going to want to hang out with me or do anything anymore. So I think it's good that you're
Shalom does not
doing
want
that.
to go to things. And I'm like, okay, how else can we make this happen? Like, can she bring a friend?
What if you let her choose like part of the activity for the day and got her involved? Would she be into it then?
No, she's 13. There's nothing that she likes. It's true. There's literally nothing that we've tried this. Well, what would you like to do? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I don't know. Well, what shoes do you like? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you said you want to do something. Yeah, our family's not normal. We should go do stuff. Okay, well, what do you want to do? I don't know. What?
You're not allowed to complain if you don't have a solution. I tell my kids that all the time.
Listen, I think that I'm gonna fare better if I somehow figure out a way to undo all of the worry that I had for the past 2.5 years and just be like, okay, you're right. COVID is just a cold.
I think that's called therapy.
It's not, though. It's really not, though. Motherfuckers think that. I'm still reading epidemiologists' notes and shit, and they're like, it's really not, but okay.
Maybe treat it like ERP. Is that what that's called? There's like this thing that you have to do, like when you have OCD, you do like these challenges where you expose yourself to the thing that you're worried about, or concerned about, or having like compulsions over. And so you, in little like drips and drabs, you have to, sorry, I just hit my mic. You have to do the things that make you scared, and that helps to like rewire your neural pathways that have connected to make you afraid of the thing. So like if you're afraid to touch a public toilet, 100%. Then your exposure therapy would be to go into a public toilet, touch it.
Why would I? No, that sounds crazy. No.
In this case, yours would be going back into society masked and having that experience and then coming home. And the more that you do that, then the less terrifying it becomes because you start to rewire your brain to say, okay, this isn't as big of a threat as I have built it up to be.
And then I get COVID and go, see, that was a stupid ass idea. No, public restroom is, there's nothing in it. Like, my kids know.
That's wild to me. So wait a minute. What happened like when your kids were little, like 2, 3, 4, and they had to use the potty when you were out?
We're not doing that.
Did you keep like a tiny potty in your car?
No, we're just not doing that. We're going to this place.
Wait a minute.
Get it together. There was no public restroom. We're not doing that. No. We are not doing that. Get that shit out of your mind. No. And I've trained them so well. Maja's never, to this day, she is almost 10 years old. She has never used the bathroom at school. Shalom has never used the bathroom. There's no emergency big enough. She's like, absolutely not. Only Shira's like, come on, guys, let's use the bathroom. What are you talking about? I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with this one.
What?
We're not doing that.
That's wild.
If you want to come with me to Trader Joe's and you think that you're going to use the public bathroom, you've got another thing coming. Absolutely. Then you can't come with me anymore. You have to figure out how to do that. No, we're not doing that.
Okay, but like that's on a short trip. Like let's say that you're out for the day. You're like doing a bunch of stuff and all of a sudden somebody's got to pee and you have like 5 more errands to do. Then what?
Should have thought of that. Listen, it has to be dire straits. Like it was dire straits at the Shira actually used the term, it's an emergency, Mom. And then she went in that bathroom and she peed for like 17 minutes. I was like, oh, damn, it was an emergency. She peed for a long time. But like, my kids have the same opposition to public bathrooms that I have. And I trained them to have that. Like I just had them imagine it. Every surface in here is fucking laden with filth. And then it gets on you. And it's other people's filth. There's doo-doo and blood on the walls, all of that. Think about that.
What kind of public restrooms are you using?
IKEA, and that's how that happened.
Oh, IKEA's is nasty.
Listen, I had an incident. I can't even remember now which child it was. Maybe it was Shalom. I don't know. But she had an accident, and we had to there were some Merch Direct shirts that had to be delivered. We had to get into that box and just like fashion an outfit for her. And then remake this fucking shit for her client because there was a really bad accident in IKEA and it disgusted me so bad. I mean, I already had the issue with public restrooms, but after that I was like, no child has ever. I mean, I was washing her in a sink. Like it was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy. And there was blood on the walls. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
IKEAs are disgusting. IKEA bathrooms, I think I went in once when I was pregnant and I was like, I'll never do that again. That's nasty. Oh, but of course, pregnant pees are always an emergency. So there was no getting around it.
Nope. Even when pregnant with every child, I cannot remember ever using it. Girl, I would be at work.
Really?
Like, girl. I'm
oh my God,
when I was doing it.
When I was pregnant with Lennox, I had diarrhea all the time. And there would be times where I would like have to pull over. There was one time I had to race with the children into a Panera Bread. And Quinn was like 4. She's like, Mommy, why do you have to poop so?
No, it's just going to be,
I can't imagine.
I just won't go. And like, there are a few places, like I don't even go in people's house. People I love and know won't do it.
What?
My friend Maria knows this about me, and Maria's like, you want to go upstairs to the bathroom? Like her off-limits bathroom, she's like, you can just go in there, it's fine. But, I mean, rare. I've known her
really
decades. Rare. I'm not doing it. I don't go to the bathroom. I don't use other people's bathroom. It's just a no for me, dog.
Wow. So, like, how many UTIs have you had?
I don't have that problem. I don't. It's crazy.
That's
and my
nuts.
Kids don't have. I know. It sounds crazy, but I don't know. I think it's like hypnosis or something. You train the body to not
just
have
turn
to do
it off.
I just like Maja had to pee at the public restroom too, but like my kids also have the benefit of me. I'm sitting there with the wipes and the this and that. I'm wiping surfaces, and then I'm scrubbing their hands. Like they're not going to always have me to do that. But at this museum bathroom, that's what it took, and it was just. And the other problem is, the toilet's going to flush on you while you're still in there, and I'm like, bitch. Mm-hmm. So you're in a fucking tunnel. You're in a wind tunnel of filth, and you're just like, fuck. And that's when I was like, Justin, we got to get out of here. We need open air. We got to get out of here. And he was not understanding. He's like, what the? And Justin just goes in the bathroom. He don't give a shit. He'll just go in a public restroom. I'm like, you are so crazy. You are so crazy.
Wow.
But I guess
My
like
kids are fine with a public restroom. The only time that anybody was upset was when we were in Hocking Hills last spring, and the toilets there at the trails were just like holes in the ground, like a porta potty, but
what?
like a step up from a porta potty, like a
God.
like a national park.
Hold on a second. I'm sitting here talking about running water, and I'm like, absolutely, a hole in the ground? No, ma'am.
Yeah, they
No,
were
ma'am.
upset, and it smelled so bad, and I was like, what are you gonna do? Like, we still are here for the rest of the day, so you better pee and get over it.
I don't even understand why anybody allows them. So imagine going into a porta potty. That would never. We have to leave this event. We're leaving this event.
I can't do a porta potty. Ugh. Ugh.
Well, that's what a public restroom is to me. That's how I think of it. It's
Yeah,
the
but like a
same.
porta potty, there's like nowhere to stand. The floor's always wet. Like there's always pee on the toilet seat.
And at any point, someone's going to tip that
so
motherfucker
full.
over. Someone's going to tip it over, and you're going to be in there, and then you're going to come out looking like a fucking human piece of doo doo. And I'm not doing
Swamp
that.
monster.
I'm not doing that. And also, just people are so disgusting. Like, you know what? I need therapy. You're right. You're right. This is not. I'm sure that this is not. I'm sure, but this is probably not. Wow. Hearing it back to myself, this sounds crazy, but
I think that like having a disgust towards public restrooms in general is a normal response, or is an average response. I hate to say normal, because what's normal is an average response. Nobody wants to do it. But the fact that you are able to actively avoid it no matter what blows my mind.
Yep. Not doing it.
Like, there is nothing worse. I had to pee so bad yesterday. We did the open houses, and so I went to Lennox's school, did his thing, then went to Bennett's school and did his thing, and I had to pee so bad. And Bennett wanted to go run at the park because he has to run 3 miles when he tests for his black belt. So he's starting to practice, like, adding on his mileage. And I was just like, oh my God. And I had to use the toilet at the park, which is also my least favorite kind of toilet to use.
That sounds crazy.
But I had to pee so bad. I had to pee so bad.
You can hold it until it can't be held anymore. No, ma'am. No,
Ooh.
ma'am. And Justin Beck always has to pee. He'll pull over and pee in a bodega. I'm like, you're fucking crazy, dude. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Growing up, if we took a road trip and my dad had to poop, we would have to stop at a hotel because my dad would only poop in a hotel.
Yeah.
Like a Holiday Inn.
Justin Beck does
Sorry,
that.
Dad.
Justin Beck does that. He'll walk in like he owns the place and no one asks questions.
Yeah. Oh, I had to do that when we were in New Orleans. Oh God, this is verging on TMI. But I shouldn't tell this story. But anyways, I like went into a hotel in New Orleans down in the French Quarter, bought a Coke just so I could go into the back of the restaurant and use the restroom because it wasn't clear. Like when you walked into the lobby, there was like no immediate restroom to use. I'm sure because they don't want drunk people just coming in and like wiping poo all over the walls.
Listen.
And I came back out and Chris was like, why were you in there so long? I was like, I had to buy a fucking Coke. Like I was like squeezing my butt cheeks together, waiting for this dumbass to give me a Diet Coke just so I could walk through the restaurant and like poop my face off in the bathroom.
Oh, see, now you are crazy. Now you're going crazy. First of all, emergencies are only for pee.
Well,
There's
I had
no pooping.
taken...
There's no pooping.
Okay.
Girl, first of all, you know how...
Listen.
I didn't take a shit while I was in the homecoming house, okay? Every day Kevin would text you, are you going to be okay? I'm like, girl, I can't do it.
I get traveler's constipation. And so if I don't take a vegetable laxative at some point on a vacation, I will come home like just full of shit. And then I will just poop for the entire 24 hours that we've come home. So I stupidly started taking them at night before bed, and I did it 2 days in a row. Well, on the third day, I had created problems for myself, and there is nowhere worse than in a city without any public restrooms to have the constant threat of shitting yourself in public.
No, constipation is your friend. I can't do it. I can't do it. Kelly was checking on me. She was like, have you pooped yet? Nope. She's like, Melissa, that's really bad. And I was like, girl, don't you worry about me. We ain't seen each other in 20 years. Don't worry about my bowel movements. Don't worry about it. She's like, I'm just worried. I was like, ah. She's like, how are you going to make it through this? I was like, ah.
But then your stomach hurts and you're so bloated and distended. It's so uncomfortable.
I don't give a shit. Exactly.
Oh my
Zing.
God.
I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. My dad too.
Ooh.
My dad too. Maybe it's passed down to generations. The way our bowels is set up. Shorty won't do it. Shorty cannot do it. Shorty
it's an actual like brain chemistry thing.
It has to be, because even when he travels here, he'll be like, oh, I think I gotta go to the bathroom, and he'll be upset. And I'll be like, Dad, it's my house. He's like, yeah, but ooh. And he'll like have to think about it, and I've heard him before creeping around at 4 a.m, and then the shower starts, because Shorty has to take a full shower after. He's not messing with y'all. It's a whole situation. And I have the same thing. We all have it. Marlene has it. We all have it.
Yeah.
We were raised that the public bathroom, a public restroom, is absolute dire straits. What are you doing? Do you want to die? Like that?
And that's crazy, because your dad was in the military. So I would assume that at some point
he mastered 5 minutes shit, shower, shave. I think that shit traumatized him, and now he needs 4 hours. It's a whole shebang. He needs space and time. He comes out smelling like
it is
L'Occitane.
the activity.
Yeah. He comes out fresh as fuck with a cane and a zoot suit. Like, he cannot just take a regular shit and then come back to life. No, this man comes out fresh. And that's how I am too. I don't understand how people take a shit at work. That's even crazier. You're going to take a shit at work and then just go back to your keyboard, doo-dooed up. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't make no... Dude, I've gone home when I've gone home. I'd be like, I used to work with JJ, I'd be like, JJ, he's like, Melissa, it's 25 minutes. I was like, I gotta get there. I'm so sorry.
Melissa.
And he'd be like, I don't care. Go. I would go home.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Take a dump and then come back?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Listen. I'm sure there are people like me. Come on.
I'm sure there are.
And I'm training all 3 of my kids to have it.
There was this one time I was visiting my sister in college, and I had spent the night, and we got up the next morning and we went to the little dining hall and had breakfast or whatever, and came back and went into the bathroom. And at the time there was nobody in there, and I had to poop. And so because it's her and I start making these noises because it's echoing, and I'm like, you know, that like,
you're crazy.
That Howard Stern, like, dropping loads. So she was like cracking up thinking it was so funny. And I was like making all these noises because it was just us, and it was hilarious. It's like echoing off the walls. Somebody fucking walks in and she doesn't tell me. And so I finish up, I come out of the stall, and she's just looking at me wide-eyed because somebody has now entered as I'm in the middle of, you know, all of my moans and groans. Like, I'm really having the biggest shit of my
Wow. Hold on a second.
Can't imagine.
Hold on a second. You didn't run the water?
It was just us. You know, it was like a Sunday morning on a college campus. Like, everybody's hungover in bed. There's nobody coming into that dining hall.
On the rare event that I've had to use the bathroom at someone's house. You know, like, say we stayed overnight. Like, stayed overnight and I had to take a shit, even though I'm gonna wait. But on the rare event, you run the water. And the air vent, and then you stay in that motherfucker 10 minutes. When they invented poopery, I was like, man, this is cool for people that take shits in public places. But why would you do that?
I courtesy flush. If I think it's gonna be like stinky, I'll courtesy flush as soon as it comes out, and then that way you don't smell.
Listen. I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm ooh-wee. I already can't. I don't even like. I locked the whole bedroom down. I'm in here. Don't worry about what I'm doing. First of all, I had a surgery. My kids believe me. I've told them.
They're
like,
so
but Mommy,
funny.
I know you do. I know you've pooped before. I'm like, I actually rarely do. I rarely do. Rarely do. I don't fart. I rarely shit. That's the truth. They're like, how? I'm like, I had a special surgery. When you're 18, you can get it.
That's so funny.
I can't imagine Bennett can use a public bathroom. Absolutely not.
He has a really hard time.
Love him.
It's a struggle.
He's my favorite.
I taught my kids from an early age. We go into the public restroom and I would say, hug yourself. And so I make them hug themselves so they can't touch anything because they always want to touch the tampon holder.
Oh,
that little tampon garbage can. It's like a magnet.
Shira at the fucking filthy museum wanted to put her hands on the seat. I said, ma'am! She's like, she was so scared. And I was like, I was bear hugging her, like levitating. And then Masha was doing quads. I don't know how she had the strength in her little bony legs. She hovered over that motherfucker. I was like, go, girl. I was like, that was a long time. Go, legs. She was like, so proud of herself. We were washing her hands. And the other part is, I saw multiple people. So I was in there with 2 children and myself. Yeah. And now I have to wash my hands because I was helping the children.
Right.
I didn't see a lather. I didn't see a meaningful lather. None of that. And we walked out of there with hands soaking wet and wiped our hands on the inside of Daddy's t-shirt. We're not touching anything in here. But I saw women with children do the shake, hands under the faucet and then shake. Bitch, what was that?
No
lather.
That was just getting those germs wet.
There was no lather. And I was like, see, everything in this motherfucking museum is filthy. That's how I know. And I said, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. I want to take a black light to every... You know what? I'm going to buy a black light.
Oh, God. I have one.
I'm going to get one.
I have one because of my old dog. And it came with this cleaning kit that I bought so that if she has an accident, I can use the black light and make sure that I get the whole thing.
What? That sounds fantastic. Not the dog part.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's like little pocket sized.
And that's another thing. Dog people. Why? I hardly want to deal with my own shit. Now I got to deal with that thing shit? No, ma'am. That's why I'm a cat person. You see I'm a cat person now?
I saw it.
Okay, I got to get to work.
Yeah, get out.
I don't know how.
To get into dangerous territory. You're going to be having a cat soon.
Listen, I like cats. They're stank. They're mean. They're clean. They're me. I just love them. They're so cute. If I could get one with no claws and no butthole, I would do it in a second.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Well, why? You can take the claws off it. They said that's mean, though.
Oh, no. You can't take a cat's claws off. That's like cutting off their fingers. It's so cruel. It's really painful.
Okay, well, then obviously I won't do that. I just won't have a cat.
But you can put caps on their nails, which I think can help. They look like they got their little nails painted.
Well, it's never going to happen. Justin Beck hates cats, so it's fine. But listen, I don't know how this conversation got here.
I know. Let's not talk about animals anymore.
Okay. No, I'm saying let's not talk about shit. Bye. Remember that part? Bye.
Bye. We are doing it. You all, we are doing it. Another week, another episode, I don't even know. Thank you, as always, for listening to this show. Thank you for showing your support for this podcast. We truly appreciate it. You can connect with like-minded stranger friends in a few different places. The first up is Instagram at imperfectstrangers_podcast. Interact with us on our posts. Leave us a DM. Tap that like button, kids. The robots who run the internet say that engagement is important. So engage with us, why don't you? On Instagram, we also host a weekly live show. We get together with you. We talk about the episode. We talk to each other. Sometimes there's special guests. Sometimes there's something that, shouldn't really live on the internet. You never know. So if you miss a live, you miss a lot, but have no fear. If you always miss the lives and you're like, gosh, darn it, I wish I knew what they were talking about. Well, I would love to tell you that we have a Patreon. And on that Patreon, there are 3 whole tiers. And in one of those tiers, and also in the one above it, you have access to all of our Monday Night Lives from the very beginning. So if you get in the Wayback Machine and go all the way back to May of 2020, when we were all still sitting in our houses so sad and bored, you can watch that very first live all the way through to present day. So check those out. We also have bonus content. By popular demand, there's now going to be a monthly Am I the Asshole feature on the Patreon bonus content. So stay tuned for that. We have a newsletter. We have a private Discord server. We have a lot of fun. Come on over to the Patreon. We have a website, imperfectstrangerspodcast.com. There you can listen to episodes. You can buy our merch. You can see all of the little fun local publications that we've been covered in because we have yet to make it to the big time. But we are big in our hearts and in yours. The sativa has kicked in. So with that, you can listen to this podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Tell your friends, leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts if you please. We would love to hear from you. So askimperfectstrangers@gmail.com. Go check out our shit. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you like to spend your social media scrolling time. And this is 3 minutes long. If you're still here, the secret word is pineapple.